It was some crazy work. And just with him and Devin working, it was crazy entertaining work at that particular time.
Chrissy White. That's why we call him that.
I'm that good. None of these fighters could beat me. And if you sign up to fight me...
Floyd Mayweather shared his thoughts on Devin Haney sparring Shakur Stevenson, describing the session as intense, high-level, and impressive, while praising the skill, sharpness, and overall performance displayed by both fighters during their time in the ring.
You can do crazy numbers. It's going to be hard to break my record because you have so many people stealing. You know, so many people stealing.
Streaming, yeah.
Yeah, streaming. Well, it's still stealing. If they're not paying for it, they're free.
Their sparring showed that Shakur and Devin are evenly matched in skill, as both fighters exchanged sharp, powerful shots and consistently met each other punch for punch, demonstrating balance, precision, and a high level of competitiveness throughout the session. Floyd became heated with Bill Haney, arguing that Devin's strength and toughness show up mainly in the gym and claiming that he has not consistently displayed that same level of power or dominance when it truly counts inside the ring.
You know what I'm saying? You pop it 1,000 times. Think you was talking about that sparring shit. Think you beat niggas up in sparring. I didn't watch you beat niggas up. And when my son got down on you, you dig what I'm saying? You act like. You tell us,
Bill,
no, you tell us, no, you
Bill,
tell us.
Bill, if your son is undefeated in the gym, congratulations. Congratulations that you got an undefeated fighter in the gym.
Shakur says he is fully confident in his abilities, stating that none of these fighters can defeat him, while making it clear that anyone is welcome to step up and try.
Because a lot of people don't realize how great I am. I've been told them this. It's like you got to keep saying it over and over, and it's like, as I'm saying, it's like I'm wasting my breath, because it's like people like, no, you know, oh, fight this guy. Oh, you won't do this to Teofimo Lopez. You won't da-da-da-da. It's a video of like me and when me and Cameron was going back and forth, he said something like, oh, take yourself up to 140 and fight Teofimo Lopez so he can knock your head off. And now it was like, I did it, and like I said, now people getting to see what I...
Shakur Stevenson states that he is willing to face anyone who calls his name, making it clear through his words and actions that he is not avoiding any challengers in the sport.
He just keeps saying my name to the public. This is the fight that people want to see. My fan base, they want to see this fight. I put the fight together. 2 days before the fight, now he's sick. He poisoned, somebody massaged him and did something to him. I don't know, all this that he kept talking about, but I'm just like showing y'all like what type of I am. I be like, but I know my wrongs. Like I understand. That's why now I gotta like understand it's a business and not just get talked into doing things when it comes.
Bernie Boxer recently shared his analysis of the potential matchup between Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, emphasizing the impressive achievements and lasting legacies of both fighters. He noted that Shakur Stevenson has built a remarkable career, firmly establishing himself as a four-weight world champion. Beyond simply collecting titles, Stevenson has earned recognition as a two-time lineal champion and captured 2 Ring magazine belts, accomplishments that underscore his skill, consistency, and dominance in the sport. Bernie explained that these achievements reflect not only Stevenson's elite technical ability, but also his adaptability across multiple weight classes, highlighting a fighter capable of excelling against a wide range of styles and opponents. This combination of versatility, experience, and sustained success makes Stevenson a formidable challenge for anyone who steps into the ring with him.
Shakur Stevenson said, I want to put that same rehydration clause you put on Chris Eubank. Tell me, what did you get out of that moment in the ring?
Well, I heard on the press conference where I think it was his manager said that, that was a clown move, but I think Shakur invited that, I don't even know if I would have said all that about kind of being right then, but I think he really wants that fight. He really wants the money for the fight. He been saying that, and now he came through victorious. I think he really wants that money for that fight. He wants the money.
At the same time, Devin Haney has built a reputation as a highly skilled and disciplined competitor, known for his speed, precision, and calculated approach inside the ring. Bernie noted that Haney's well-rounded skill set makes him a dangerous and worthy opponent, capable of testing even the most accomplished champions. By comparing the accomplishments of both fighters, Bernie highlighted the significance of a potential Stevenson versus Haney matchup, suggesting it would not only be a high-level contest of skill, but also a defining moment that could shape both fighters' careers and legacies.
Because now Shakur is a 4-weight world champion. Devin is a 3-weight world champion. Devin was undisputed, but now Shakur is a 2-time lineal champion. So he's a 2-time Ring Magazine winner. 2-time unified champion. If you want to add the ring, as far as with the WBO, he was unified at 130. So he's a 2-time unified champion, 2-time lineal champion. Beat a guy like Teofimo Lopez, who rises to the occasion. Had a close fight with George Kambosos. You can make a claim that he was fighting out of frustration or out of emotion, and that was it. He was in his prime too, Josh Taylor seemed to be drained at 140. Not taken away from Devin, but he was already moving up to 47, they were saying. Lomachenko was a little old.
Sean Porter breaks down a potential Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney matchup as an extremely close, high-level, and thrilling contest. He explained that both fighters are incredibly fast, sharp, and intelligent inside the ring, which makes it difficult to predict a clear winner. Porter describes the bout as a high-speed chess match, where success depends not only on hand speed, but also on mental sharpness, timing, and the ability to quickly create and capitalize on openings. He emphasizes that the fight would be nonstop and back and forth, with both men capable of shifting momentum in an instant. Ultimately, Porter believes the matchup would be a true showcase of elite skill, strategy, and precision at the highest level, keeping fans on the edge of their seats from start to finish.
Beating Shakur Stevenson.
Right?
I really don't know who I see beating him.
It's good.
The thing with that is it's an amazing fight because both guys are very quick, very intuitive, and very fast and sharp. I do lean with, I'm not even gonna pick a winner in that because this is my first time playing it in my head, and I just see it. It's just so back and forth, and it's that fast chess that we always talk about, and it's that fast chess, which it's gonna be slick.
What wins a fast chess match? What makes a difference?
Who's fastest?
Yeah.
Honestly, it's who's fastest, and it's also not just who's fastest with the hands, but also mentally to make that setup in that second move and capitalize the fastest. That's a fantastic fight.
You think we see it?
Love to see it.
Yeah, but do you think? I think so. I think we get it at maybe 140.
I'm not rushing that fight, and I don't think we get it at 140. I think if we get it at 135. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Shakur. Maybe Shakur's got, I don't know, maybe a couple fights, if not less than that, at 130. And then I think a blessing for us will be Shakur going after fighters, not going after belts, not going after a championship title, but going after belts, going after fighters. If he decides to go after fighters because it's getting him everything that he really did.
Dan Rafael analyzed Shakur Stevenson's performance with a strong focus on his technical skill and overall dominance, pointing out that from the opening moments it was clear Shakur was in control of nearly every aspect of the fight. While many expected a competitive matchup with tight, closely contested rounds, Rafael noted that it quickly became a decisively one-sided contest, with Shakur consistently outclassing his opponent throughout. His offense, defense, footwork, movement, and command of the jab were all outstanding, displaying a level of polish and mastery that removed any real doubt about the outcome and reinforced just how superior Stevenson was on the night.
A pretty comprehensive decision. But in my mind, I'm thinking it's going to be, maybe it'll be 8-4, maybe it'll be 9-3, maybe the rounds will be somewhat competitive, but Shakur will win them because he's, as I said at the time, I felt like in every department, he was probably a little better than Teofimo, except maybe for the pure punching power. But I thought that was negated because I don't think that either one of them is a big puncher at 140 pounds. But it turned out that the rounds weren't even competitive. So, you can have a fight where the score could be, that wide, but you look at each individual segment of the fight and you're like, okay, there was competition. This wasn't like that. This was Shakur easily.
Rafael emphasized that Stevenson's composure in the ring was exceptional, noting that even when his opponent appeared to mount brief rallies, Shakur calmly maintained control through precise punching and intelligent positioning. He also pointed out that common assumptions about punching power were misleading in this case, as Stevenson consistently neutralized any real threat by landing clean, meaningful shots while preventing his opponent from establishing rhythm or offense. The analysis underscored Shakur's ability to dominate a fight without relying on raw power, instead combining timing, accuracy, defensive awareness, and high-level ring IQ to command every exchange. Rafael concluded that this performance was more than just a win, calling it a clear statement that showcased Stevenson's skill, preparation, and strategic mastery, while firmly reinforcing his status as one of the most technically accomplished fighters in the division.
Other than that 1 or 2 rounds where you had to even think about who was the winner, because it's so very clear that Shakur was doing it on offense, doing it on defense, with movement, with his jab was spectacular. He actually, to me, the conventional wisdom is he's the bigger puncher, Teofimo, than Shakur. No, he wasn't. Teofimo never landed a telling shot the whole freaking fight, and he never had shown any kind of serious punching power at 140 since he arrived in the division, other than the first bout in the division where he scored a knockout over a journeyman opponent.
The way I watched it, I was just like, not in awe, but like, when you're watching something and go, like, I think the consensus was that Shakur would outbox, and I think people get confused when we say to outbox the opponent. People associate with back foot move.
No.
In center.
Dade Oladipo analyzed Shakur Stevenson's current position in the boxing world, highlighting both his elite status and the challenges he faces with sanctioning bodies. Stevenson has established himself as one of the sport's biggest names, showing the ability to move up in weight classes while planning a return to 135 pounds. This combination of flexibility and confidence places additional pressure on organizations like the WBC, which are simultaneously managing internal conflicts and dealing with the sport's major figures.
WBC and responds to being stripped of a 135-pound title. This is a bit wild. It's a bit wild. And the reason it's a bit wild, so many different reasons actually, but one of the biggest reasons is that Shakur has always said, I want to go up to fight Teo, but I want to come back down to 135. So basically, he's almost telling the WBC, let me go up there, I will come back down. And with what the WBC are going through right now, and this battle with Zuffa, where, they've got some real big players and power over there, and they're saying F the belts, and WBC are fighting, saying none of the belts mean stuff. The last thing you want to do is have a public spat, a public back and forth with one of the biggest names in boxing right now. Shakur Stevenson is one of the biggest names in boxing. And the thing about Shakur as well, you piss him off, this guy will go straight to social media and make it known that he's pissed off, and that's what he's done.
Oladipo explained that Shakur Stevenson has openly expressed frustration with the WBC over a $100,000 sanctioning fee, making it clear on social media that he disagreed with their demands. Even though Stevenson's recent fights were not for the WBC title, the organization's rules require a champion to pay half the sanctioning fee as if the belt were at stake. Oladipo described this as a questionable rule, highlighting the ongoing tension between top-level fighters and sanctioning bodies. Despite these bureaucratic hurdles, Stevenson remains a high-profile figure whose decisions carry significant weight in the sport. His ability to speak out, challenge expectations, and maintain elite performance underscores his influence and reinforces his status as one of boxing's most prominent and respected athletes.
The line, does that make sense? Let me see if I can find it. I'm going to find it and read it out to so I'm not paraphrasing, because this is quite important, and I think it's a joke. I think it's a joke. I really do. All right. Okay, yeah. All right, rule 7.3. I'm going to put this on the screen as well. It says, in the event that a WBC champion competes in any belt in which his WBC title is not at stake, the champion is obligated to pay the WBC 50% of the WB sanctioning fee payable as if the belt were a title defense. What? What are we doing? That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm sorry. This is different to Terence Crawford. A lot of you kind of didn't agree with my take.
Analysts believe that the repeated delays in the Shakur Stevenson versus Devin Haney fight suggest Shakur might be intentionally avoiding the matchup. Every time negotiations seem to make progress, unexpected obstacles arise, preventing the fight from being finalized. These ongoing setbacks have fueled speculation that Shakur is hesitant to face Haney in the ring, despite strong demand from fans and the boxing community. Observers note that while both fighters are highly skilled and evenly matched, Shakur's reluctance to commit has created frustration and skepticism, leaving many to wonder whether the fight will happen soon or continue to be postponed indefinitely.
Probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but like Shakur is literally fearing Devin Haney. Because like every time like you go on a Shakur interview and every time he's mentioned to fight Devin Haney, like let's talk about the first time. Like the first time that Shakur was asked to fight Devin, like basically Shakur was just like, well, I think it was Cigar Talk, like he was on an interview with Cigar Talk, like basically the first time they asked him like, oh, would you fight Devin Haney? And Shakur was like, yeah, I would love to fight Devin, but I'm not moving up to 147. And he basically said that Devin Haney would have to move back down to 140, which we all know Devin is not moving back down to 140. And definitely ain't going back to 135 because he was just killing himself to make the lower weight classes that he was at. Like 135, like he was extremely killing himself. Like look at him in the George Kambosos fight. Like the Ryan Garcia fight, his second fight at 140, he didn't look the best. He looked pretty drained, but he didn't look as drained like as he did against Kambosos because he was killing himself a lot to make 135, but Shakur just doesn't want Devin to be at his best. And just the amount of times that Shakur was just mentioning like rehydration clause, rehydration clause, rehydration clause, rehydration clause, rehydration clause, like over and over again, like in every single interview, like when they mentioned Devin Haney, like he's just talking about how Devin's too big, like he's always complained about that, and the clause that he's always talking about, like, well, yeah, Shakur, that's why I would pick Devin to beat you, because if you're talking about that size being too much and you're just not confident and you're just bringing up rehydration clause, that's called fear, because you just don't want to fight a fighter where he's at his best. And we all know Devin is way better at.
Some believe that Shakur Stevenson isn't avoiding Devin Haney, but is instead aiming for a bigger challenge. Reports suggest he has been in talks to fight Conor Benn, indicating that he prioritizes high-profile, career-defining opponents over immediate matchups. This approach has sparked debate among fans and analysts, with many weighing the merits of strategic planning versus perceived delays.
Shakur's been getting a lot of flack because fans feel like that Shakur is ducking Devin Haney. How do I feel about Shakur ducking Devin Haney? I don't think it's true. I don't think it's a thing. Shakur said he's going to go up, put a rehydration clause on the man to fight him. Is Devin Haney going to take a rehydration clause to fight? If not, I don't think so. So why are we even having the debate about him fighting Devin? It's not like he's fighting a champion to get a random accolade like a belt or something, you know? So it's really irrelevant to even bring up why Shakur is not fighting Devin. He's fighting Conor Benn because he feels like he needs to fight Conor Benn because he disrespected him or whatever the case may be. It's really nothing to it. Fans are trying to put Devin and Shakur against each other.
By 2026, one of the most anticipated fights in boxing could be Keyshawn Davis versus Devin Haney. Tension has been building for years between Davis's brothers and Haney, fueled by verbal exchanges and a history of competitive encounters. In the 147-pound division, many believe a Davis-Haney matchup could generate more excitement than other potential fights, even those involving names like Mario Barrios. Davis, already a proven champion at 135 pounds, brings both skill and experience, while Haney continues to establish himself as one of the division's top talents. The combination of youth, athleticism, and hunger on both sides promises a compelling, action-packed bout. Promoters see strong potential for a major event, with high stakes, engaging storylines, and contrasting styles. For fans, this fight represents more than just titles. It is a chance to witness two rising stars compete at the highest level, creating anticipation, drama, and unforgettable moments in the sport.
And Devin the Dream Haney. I believe in the 147-pound division that a Keyshawn Davis versus Devin Haney will be just as interesting, just as lucrative than any of those fights that we mentioned. A potential fight with Rolly Romero, potential fight with Devin Haney and Crocker. I think Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney will be a way better fight than that. Mario Barrios, I think that Keyshawn Davis and Devin Haney promo will be way better than the Mario Barrios and Devin Haney. And of course, those are unification bouts, but we also in the landscape of boxing in which belts don't matter as much. It don't matter as much. It matters, but it don't matter as much. Keyshawn Davis was already a champion in the 135-pound division, and where he performed very, very well, because of course the performances that Keyshawn Davis has is really more entertaining than the performance that Shakur Stevenson had. We was talking about Shakur Stevenson in tank in the 135-pound division, but as Keyshawn kept emerging, he was already a conversation of Shakur, Keyshawn, and Davis, Keyshawn. Of course, we got Andy Cruz. They're gonna be facing Muradaya on the 24th, but look like that fight is not gonna happen. The primary fight for Keyshawn Davis now, in my opinion, is Devin the Dream Haney in 147 because that's his plan. The primary fight for a Devin Haney, in all actuality, should be now a Keyshawn Davis. If Keyshawn Davis is willing to fight you, and they call in and Devin Haney and Bill Haney, shout out to Bill Haney, he's done a wonderful job as a manager, is saying that they Debo, well, Keyshawn Davis is correct.
Shakur Stevenson backed Floyd Mayweather's criticism of Devin Haney, showing he isn't afraid to call out the drama and disputes surrounding unfair fight deals. He sided with Floyd's point that Haney's approach disregarded the bigger picture in boxing's hierarchy, making it clear that he is watching closely and will not stay silent on these matters.
Yo, I think we all know that Mayweather telling the truth, but the fact is that Devin Haney was wrong by Top Rank when he had to fight Kambosos over and over in a different country. He should never have to fight Kambosos 2 times over and over like that. He was wrong. And Dev is getting back. He's getting that get back. And a lot of times when fighters is wrong, they take it out on their next opponent, or whoever has to come up, they want them to come up the same way they came up. And whether it was wrong or right, that's the way that they look at it. I don't think that Dev is going to bend break for nobody. And I don't care who says what. My opinion don't matter. You know what I mean? But it's definitely exciting to see these guys is going to get in the ring within 2 to 3 to 5 years. These guys are going to get in the ring. So it's just exciting to see the build-up. This is just the build-up happening, man. It's exciting.
That's it for today's video. So stay tuned, and we'll see you next time. That's it for today's video. So stay tuned, and we'll see you next time.